From the echoing fields of Valinor to the fire-lit plains of Mordor, the history of Middle-earth is soaked in blood and glory. Throughout the ages, warriors rose to legend, kings, elves, men, and even Maya, wielding blades and courage against the rising dark. But who among them stood tallest? Who bore the greatest strength, both in arms and spirit? Today we unravel the legacies of the mightiest champions ever to walk the lands of Arda, and seek to answer the age-old question: who was truly the strongest warrior in all of Middle-earth? Welcome back, legends. Let's dive into the stories that shaped Middle-earth's greatest warriors. Before we crown any champion, we must ask, what defines true strength in Tolkien's world? Is it raw physical power, tactical brilliance, the courage to defy overwhelming darkness? In Middle-earth, strength was not always measured in brute force, but often in sacrifice, endurance, and the ability to inspire others to rise. But a few warriors managed to embody all of these qualities in ways that left a lasting mark on Middle-earth, starting off with the first one on our list. Fingolfin, High King of the Noldor, stands as one of the most legendary figures in all Elven history. When Morgoth, the Dark Enemy himself, unleashed his full wrath upon Beleriand, Fingolfin rode alone to the gates of Angband. There, in one of the most iconic duels ever told, he challenged the Dark Lord to single combat. Against a godlike being cloaked in shadow and flame, Fingolfin fought like a storm. He struck Morgoth 7 times, wounding the very Vala and forcing him to limp forever after. Though ultimately slain, his stand was the stuff of eternal legend. Strength, yes, but also unmatched bravery, willpower, and skill. If raw courage were the measure, Fingolfin would be the undisputed king. Another name sung in reverent tones is Glorfindel, the elf lord who fell fighting a Balrog in the fall of Gondolin, only to be sent back by the Valar in the Third Age. Glorfindel didn't just match a Balrog, a being of shadow and flame. He defeated one, sacrificing himself in the process. His return was no mere reincarnation. He came back imbued with divine light and power, a terror to the servants of darkness. In the Third Age, even the Witch King of Angmar feared to face him, for prophecy forbade his defeat. Few others can claim such an impact across multiple ages, and fewer still held the respect of both elves and Valar alike. One of the heroes of Middle-earth's greatest battle was Ecthelion of the Fountain, the captain of Gondolin's hosts, and a warrior who embodied the very spirit of the city's defiance. At the fall of Gondolin, Ecthelion was tasked with defending his beloved city against the overwhelming forces of Morgoth. In his most famous moment, he faced the Lord of the Balrogs, Gothmog, in a battle for the ages. In a clash of fire and steel, Ecthelion slew Gothmog with a mighty blow, driving his sword through the demon's fiery form before falling in the waters of the Fountain of Gondolin. His strength and honor in the face of darkness made him a towering figure of heroism. Though his death marked the city's fall, Ecthelion's name lives on as a symbol of courage and sacrifice, qualities that transcend even death itself. If tragedy forged warriors, none were tempered like Turin Turambar. A man of the House of Hador, Turin's life was marked by doom, but also incredible martial skill. He slew orcs and trolls with ease, commanded armies, and even faced the dreaded dragon Glorung in single combat. Wielding the black blade Gurthang, Turin slayed the father of dragons, a feat matched by only a handful in all of Arda's history. Though burdened by grief and manipulation, Turin was a war machine of fate and fury. His story may be the most tragic, but his strength was undeniable. If you're enjoying this journey through Middle-earth, help my channel grow stronger than the armies of Gondor. Hit subscribe and join our fellowship towards 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for your time. Let's keep going. Before he became the shadowy tyrant of the Third Age, Sauron was a terrifying warrior in his own right. As a Maia, he was a being of great inherent power. In the First Age, he ruled as the Dark Lieutenant of Morgoth, a commander, sorcerer, shapeshifter, and combatant. He waged war against the elves, crushed the Isle of Tol Sirion, and dueled Luthien and Huan, though ultimately defeated. With the forging of the One Ring, Sauron became even more formidable. In the War of the Last Alliance, he took to the battlefield personally, wielding his mace with devastating effect, killing Elendil and Gil-galad before losing the ring. Physically and spiritually potent, Sauron was not just a dark sorcerer, he was a brutal warrior. The High King of the Noldor in the Second Age was more than a noble ruler. He was a frontline warrior against evil. Armed with the legendary spear Eglos, Gil-galad led the charge alongside Elendil in the War of the Last Alliance, uniting elves and men in one final stand against Sauron's rising power. Though his duel with Sauron cost him his life, his strength, resolve, and presence turned the tide of battle and ensured the Dark Lord's temporary defeat. His courage, leadership, and ultimate sacrifice remain enduring hallmarks of elvish resistance, the last great flame of the Noldor before the Age of Men began. Middle-earth's halls of valor are vast. Other names demand recognition. Éowyn, the shield maiden of Rohan, who defied prophecy and slew the Witch King. Aragorn, who bore the blood of Númenor and wielded Andúril with royal might. Huan, the Hound of Valinor, who battled Sauron himself in wolf form and won. Beren, who infiltrated Morgoth's fortress and lived to tell the tale. Beleg Cuthalion, whose bow and sword made him a legend among the Sindar. Each was mighty in their own right, proving that strength in Middle-earth wore many faces. So, who was truly the strongest warrior? If we judge by raw physical might and feats in battle, Fingolfin's duel with Morgoth stands alone. If we consider divine empowerment and longevity, Glorfindel takes the crown. If we factor in destiny, defiance of doom, and sheer resilience, Turin Turambar might rise above all. If we include courage in the face of impossible odds, Ecthelion's legendary final stand against Gothmog stands as a testament to what true valor is. And if we count power beyond mortality, Sauron's terrifying presence remains unmatched. But perhaps Tolkien's genius lies here, that no single warrior defines strength alone. In Middle-earth, the truest strength came from courage, to fight even when hope was lost. But tell us, who do you believe was the greatest warrior of Middle-earth? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this journey through steel and shadow stirred your spirit, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more deep dives into the lore of Tolkien's timeless world. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you on the next one.